So what you're trying to do is you're trying to determine, is the prospect qualified, meaning I can spend more time invested in this prospect, and they have a higher probability of purchasing, or is it and by the way, also with a qualified prospect, you can have more confidence forecasting this opportunity in your pipeline. If you're a salesperson, you have to have a report what deals are going to close. If you forecast and commit a deal, and then that gets into the company's forecast for the quarter, for the year, and then that deal doesn't hit, you look bad, your managers look bad. It becomes a very stressful situation. It's not good. You never know what happens with you. You never ultimately know when that a deal's going to close until it's signed, but you can have more confidence forecasting deals the more qualified they are. So this process will give you a lot more confidence, knowing which deals to really lock in as committed and when to be cautious. You might put a deal into your forecast as upside, meaning it could close, might not, and so this will help you to know which to do there. And part of that is knowing whether the prospect is truly qualified or unqualified. So on the left side of this screen, you see qualified. So they have to have a medium to strong classification in all of these categories. A need to purchase, meaning they need what you have. You're dealing with the people that have the authority to purchase, meaning you're not selling at a manager level and it's really a VP level that signs the deal and the VP is not even involved. They have the ability to purchase, meaning there's some sort of funding allocated or approved or available to access. And they have the genuine intent to purchase. Intent meaning the intent to purchase from you, the genuine intent to purchase from you. Now, remember, I just gave you the example of the RFP. Now, if a company does an RFP, they have a genuine intent to purchase. But if they've been working let's say they've been working with another vendor for 6 months, and that other vendor actually helped them to put the RFP together, and then they send you the RFP and don't even want to talk to you about it, then they have the intent to purchase, but not the intent to purchase from you. So we need to be good in all four of those areas. Now, if they're not good in one of those areas, in terms of on the right side of the screen, a caution in any of those areas makes it an unqualified prospect. Meaning, they can be good in 3 of the 4, but just one makes it bad. And let me show you. So there's 4 types of basically unqualified prospects, and you don't need to memorize this perfectly, but if you kind of take some of this with you and keep some of this in mind when you're talking to prospects, you'll be able to screen better. But there's the prospect that has there's the no need to purchase prospect, which means you're dealing with the right person. Let's say you're talking to the VP. They have the funding to make a purchase. You're the only one they're talking to. They're not talking to any other companies. But at the end of the day, their current system, it's not too bad. Meaning they love what you sell. They think it's really great. But what they have is not too bad. So you might get meetings and have some good discussion going, but when they see that dollar figure and it's time to purchase, the deal can stall out. They don't genuinely have the pain points that you fix. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why it's really good for you to ask probing, qualifying questions that determine a true need. There's also the prospect that has the no authority to purchase. So let's say that things are failing. You can fix them. There's a need to purchase. They have the money to spend. Everything's great. You're the only vendor they're talking to. They intend, if they're going to purchase, they're going to purchase from you. But again, you're dealing with a manager, and it's not the right person that is actually going to sign the deal. So you can't. And this manager saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to purchase," but if you're not dealing with the person that signs the deal, and maybe the VP signs the deal, but and you're not, and you don't have to interact with the VP and they be your main point of contact, but the VP has to be involved, or at least aware of what the discussions are, and maybe sponsor what you're working on. Moving on to the next one, there's two more. The no ability to purchase prospect. Now, this could get confusing with the funding when we say ability. But ability I'm sorry, the authority. This can get confusing with authority, but it's more ability, meaning the money. So someone could have the authority. So you're dealing with a VP or the owner, but at the end of the day, they just don't have the money. The budget's already been spent for the year. So that's another one to look for. And the last unqualified prospect to look out for is the no intent. And I gave you an example of that. Everything's great. They need something. They have money to spend. All the right people are involved. But at the end of the day, they don't intend to purchase from you. And so that's often because they're talking to other companies and they're just kind of kicking. They're wanting to get. Sometimes they might get your pricing so they can use that as a negotiation tactic against the company that they want to purchase from.